It's a Sunday night and you're sitting there watching a motivational David Goggins video. You start hyping yourself up saying, tomorrow I'm gonna take a cold shower, go to the gym and go for a run. But the next morning you snooze, you sleep in, take a warm shower and you don't do the workout. Now you're thinking to yourself, why can't I ever be disciplined? It's because you've been lied to. All these people online saying that to be disciplined you need to run this many miles and take cold showers. That's not reality. So in this video I'll share the realization I had after 2 years of not being disciplined that made me finally start building discipline. I'm going to show you how to implement it into your own life in 3 simple steps so you can finally stop scrolling all day wasting your time not being disciplined and instead start becoming a disciplined machine. So for most of my life I wasted my time. I was so lazy and undisciplined that I didn't even feel like washing my own plate after eating lunch. But now I've built up discipline for over a year. I'm able to wake up at 5 AM every morning, do deep work for 2 hours, go to the gym and all the self-improvement habits you can think of. Now this is not to brag, but just to show you what you will achieve if you follow the steps. Step 1. The definition. After 2 years of trying to meditate 20 minutes a day and doing hard workouts, I realized why I was never consistent and couldn't stick to the habits I wanted to form. It's because I didn't understand what discipline actually was. This is discipline. Discipline equals something you specifically don't want to do. This literally means that opening a door, washing the dishes, making your bed is discipline. Using discipline can literally be anything as long as I don't want to do it in that moment. Let's take an example. I go to the gym pretty much every day, but there are many days where I don't really feel like going, but I still go. All those days where I go gym even though I didn't feel like it, that's when I use discipline. You might have heard Hamza say, do the hard work especially when you feel like it. And that isn't discipline 100% because the work doesn't have to be hard for it to be discipline. Like the story I told before with not wanting to wash the dishes. That isn't hard, but it's still discipline because I didn't want to do it. And when I wake up every morning to work for 2 hours, a lot of people say, oh, that's discipline because it's such a hard task. And yeah, sure it's hard, but it's not discipline because every morning when I wake up, I'm motivated to do the work and I'm happy to work. So be aware of this next time you do something hard. Are you motivated to do it or are you using discipline? Step 2. Incremental moves. Now we know that discipline doesn't have to be a big task. What if I tell you there is a way to make the uncomfortable feeling of doing something when you don't want to almost vanish? When you see David Goggins running 100 miles, that is discipline for him. But that is only because he's built up a huge level of discipline over the years. But if you're at the same point I was, where you don't even want to wash your plate after eating, then you can't go out for long runs and do difficult workouts. So what I did instead was I started making my bed and literally just did 5 push-ups. This might seem ridiculous because you won't build a physique with just 10 push-ups or literally just going to the gym to pick up a weight. But it's really smart because this slowly builds your discipline. Once it becomes way easy to do those 10 push-ups, you start doing 15, and maybe instead of just going to the gym to pick up a weight, you go to the gym and do 5 reps. Now I was at level 0 in discipline. I wasn't doing workouts to build muscle, but simply just to become disciplined enough to actually do the workout. And I advise you to do the same. Whatever you want to progress in, make it embarrassingly easy. And once you get used to that level, just up the difficulty a small bit, and then in not so long you can literally do a full workout. The funny thing is, when you become disciplined in one area, it's like you almost automatically have an easier time becoming disciplined in other areas because you're used to that uncomfortable feeling of doing something you don't want to. Step 3. Ego is the enemy. There is one thing that can ruin your plans. And for quite some time, it ruined my ability to become disciplined. Even though I had realized I just needed to start small, slowly increase the difficulty to build discipline, I never took action. And the reason why was simple. Ego. I told myself that I was at the level where I could do a full hard workout and sit down and meditate for 20 minutes. But I couldn't. And so I never did the task I was supposed to do. And that's why you need to be aware of ego. It will hold you back in any area of your life when trying to build discipline. It was only when I dropped my ego and started doing the small task that I actually made progress, even though it hurt my ego a lot. That was what I did to become disciplined, and that's what I advise you to do. Alright, those were the 3 steps I used that made me disciplined. Trust me, if you follow all these steps and commit to this over the long term, you'll become a disciplined machine. Alright, that's it. Put one foot in front of the other.